There was once a cheesecake by the name of George. George had not an ounce of drip. George would walk around trying to make friends, but even the dripless wanted nothing to do with this nigga.
Someone get this jigaboo away from me.
He tried talking to women, but they couldn't tolerate this anomaly. No one wanted to talk to a dripless loser such as himself. But one day, he stumbled across a real nigga with immense drip. George was amazed by how much aura this superior individual had. Everybody wanted to be his friend and every woman wanted to get jiggy. So, George walked up to him and asked, and the real nigga told him, so I'm gonna give you all a basic rundown of the necessary things to increase your presence style-wise. If you decide to work on these things, I guarantee your outfits will be golden. The first being, I'm saying boy had to bring out the ears, but for those unaware of the definition for silhouette, to put it simply, it means dark shape in the outline of someone's body. But in regards of clothing, having a well-casted silhouette can very well determine how good an outfit looks. The best silhouettes have a balance between structure and flow. Shit shouldn't be too tight, but it also shouldn't be too loose. Once you're able to find this balance with your outfits, you really start to see your outfits come to life. All right, so look, there are a few things that must be accounted for when having an outfit with a good silhouette. These things are proportion, physique, and layering. I'm assuming some of you are a little devastated knowing that physique is a requirement to have a goated silhouette, but I'm gonna always keep it real with y'all boys, man. I'm saying a lot of things in life, a well-rounded physique is very important, especially when it comes to dressing. If you really want to have the best effect when it comes to your outfits or how your outfits look, you need to have a good physique. It's just a fact. It's a universal fact. But as always, I'll provide a solution. But the solution is similar to getting dreads because you are chopped. You can hide yourself from others, but you cannot hide from yourself. All right, but to go a little bit more in depth onto why these things are so important, first we'll be talking about proportion. Think of proportion as the spine to silhouette. If silhouette is the shape, the proportion is what makes that shape look right. So with that knowledge, let me enlighten you on how to make your proportions flatter you. All right, so first you have to get a good read on your body, or at least a basic. Are you tall, slim, wide, short? The basics, right? So once you figure out what kind of body you have, then you can figure out what flatters you. For example, if you're short and wide, you should be finding clothes that elongate your frame. A slightly shorter top and pants that sit a little higher on the waist. Don't be out here walking around like SpongeBob, man. But get pants like for example, right, high-waisted slacks. Those should be a pretty good example. Also forgot to mention, when you're finding these pants, look for pants that flow straight down. Try to avoid wide and stacked pants. And if you're tall and slim, what I found to look good proportion-wise, similar to the short and wide, finding pants that flow straight down look usually the best. Of course, there's a little bit more leeway if you're taller, but the overall rule remains the same. Sometimes you can go a little bit longer though. But something that needs to be said is that everybody's body is different. You can have long legs and a short torso, or long legs and a long ass torso, man. You're gonna have to really figure out what looks good with your body. The knowledge that I'm giving you is general, so usually it's pretty satisfactory if you apply it. But if you want excellence, you have to study what looks good with your body. Now, I feel like it's not said enough, but anything regarding fashion requires experimentation. Any fashion advice given to you is usually general. But to truly perfect something, you must experiment. But that is the main thing when it comes to having a swagged out silhouette. Play with lengths, balance tops and bottoms, and overall know your body. But to go on to the second thing that is required to have a goated silhouette, physique. I low-key already touched on physique, but just to put into short, your physique is the foundation of silhouette. It's what everything is built on. Clothes alone don't create shape. They work with the shape that's already there. Of course, unless you're wearing certain runway pieces, man, that shit doesn't matter. You can also look at this in the spiritual light, where your physique projects a certain energy. If your body looks good, this can signal to people that you're confident, which inevitably increases your presence. But also, this changes how people read you and your outfits. But of course, this has a simple fix. Just hit the gym. I understand for some this may be easier said than done, but discipline builds what motivation can't. The body only changes when the mind stops making excuses. For the last thing that enhances silhouette, which also transitions into our next topic, which is This is the only thing I could think of off the top of my head that can be an alternative to having a good physique. And of course, I'm aware that grinding in the gym isn't a 3-week task. So this can be a temporary solution until you're goated. But the reason I say this can be an alternative is because layering creates depth to an outfit. It draws less attention away from the shape of the body and more attention to the detail of the outfit. But just because shape isn't the primary focus doesn't mean it can't enhance it. But why layering is important when it comes to increasing presence or aura is because it shows intention. Which, for those who don't know, having intent in a lot of things, and especially in fashion, increase your swag drastically. But layering makes you appear detail-oriented and hard to read. Layers cover the outline of your body, making you hard to read because naturally people read through appearance. Have y'all ever wondered why men and women are so intrigued by the gracious muumuu? Aside from it being comfortable, there is that curiosity and allure that comes from wondering what's underneath. Look, man, all you can see is jigulation, man. You know something's golden underneath, but you won't know until you find out. But layers have a similar effect. To layer properly, though, it's important that you layer things with a similar vibe. For example, a black hoodie and a bomber jacket, a sweater and a leather jacket, or a sweater and a dress shirt. Now, I'm gonna be honest with y'all boys, I'm not a layering expert. I just know this shit is important. Look at all the goated characters that have layered outfits, man. All these niggas are A-tier examples to why layering gives you purified swag. But I feel like layering comes with experimentation because I know through personal experience, the outfits that I've used layering with came through experimenting and trying to figure out what looks good with what. I don't know, man. Hopefully a few of the people watching this can inform me or enlighten me on the rules they use when it comes to layering, because I know there is a certain level you can get in fashion where you just throw on anything and that shit looks good. Unfortunately, I haven't reached that level yet. I mean, look at a few more examples. You clearly see that this shit is important when becoming that guy. But I do feel a little bad for not giving you guys any maxed out advice, so I'll add a little bonus, a little subsection to something that will increase your presence inevitably, which is your scent. Now look, I'm aware that this doesn't directly correlate with fashion, but this is vital when it comes to increasing your presence. Like, I'm pretty sure if you're into colognes, you've at least had one experience where somebody has came up and said, "Oh, I smelled you before you even walked in the room." You know what I'm saying? Nigga, that shit is at least like a 40 plus aura, nigga, on the dot. But not only can your scent change someone's perception of you via the kind of scent that you're wearing, whether it be seductive or masculine, it can also hold memory. If you have a signature scent and something unique about you, which everyone does, anytime somebody smells that scent, they will instantly, inevitably remember you. Nigga, this shit is low-key like having spiritual pressure, if I'm being honest. But yes, scent is an invisible layer that grabs attention, increases presence, and leaves a lasting impression. But the last thing I have that inevitably increases your presence is accessories. So, accessories are vital when it comes to not only increasing your presence, but making your outfits come together. Accessories can be used to draw attention to specific parts of the body. Say you have a golded watch on one arm, right? Or you have a golded jewelry on one side of your arm compared to the other. So it's going to draw attention to all the hand movements that you make. Another example, earrings or necklaces, they draw attention to your face. You can use accessories to draw attention to things that you deem important or more flattering. And if you're someone with a very artistic or creative eye, you can low-key be mad OP with jewelry. And let's not limit it to only jewelry. Let's talk about just accessories as a whole. Because nigga, they have a whole bunch of gold. I feel like compared to like anything fashion related, people make the best jewelry and accessories. And low-key hoodies and shit too. But that's also where it gets very hard as well. Because finding actual golded jewelry is very tedious. And not only is it tedious, a lot of the golded shit is extremely, ridiculously expensive, bruh. But there are a few places you can get jewelry from that are cheap. The most obvious being Amazon. I found a few pieces for y'all that I find are pretty reasonable when it comes to price and look pretty cool. But it seems to usually find the golded shit, at least from the knowledge that I have, it's best to look up Y2K because it seems Y2K is a more general. It's not usually exclusive to only Y2K jewelry, but I don't know, when you just search it up, you just get a wider variety of good looking jewelry or accessories compared to if you just look up accessories or jewelry. You know what I'm saying? I don't know, maybe y'all can put me on some new shit, but that's usually my go-to. But another good one is Depop. I low-key still haven't cracked the code on like how to find good jewelry on Depop. I just know it's pretty good compared to Amazon. Because it seems like on Depop, you actually have to like, I don't know. It's much more tedious compared to Amazon for whatever reason. Actually, it's low-key because it's just more tedious because you have to actually go through pages and really like navigate through. It's legit online thrifting, right? You have to take your time and look for something that you like. But accessories guide attention and add personality to your clothing. This is why so many celebrities have these exotic pieces and why animators put so much detail in creating these characters with these crazy customizations and crazy accessories. But of course, don't just limit your mind to these base accessories. You know what I'm saying? Masks are a very goated way to improve your outfits, which a lot of people don't seem to use, but I do want to go deeper into that on another video one of these days. But from Gojo's blindfold to the Millennium Puzzle, it should even my guy. We all know Brody's mask is swagged out, and there are so many more examples. But remember, silhouette is the frame of your outfit, the layering adds depth to your outfit, the scent leaves a mark, and accessories is the finalized touch. All these things combined together highlight your presence and leave a lasting impression. But this is the end of this video, man. I appreciate y'all for watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe. You know what I'm saying? Show your boys I love you, feel me? You know what I'm saying? Please let me know if you guys would like to see any videos in the near future. You know what I'm saying? Unfortunately, I am still a bummed out cheesecake, so I do have to leave to get ready for devastating work. But always remember, the purpose is evolution.